if I'm going to put myself out there, if I'm going to spend some of these limited hours I have on this planet putting my opinions out into the ether, whether people ask for them or not, then I have to accept that sometimes I will be wrong. And on this occasion, I spoke about the Kyle Gass, Tenacious D, Trump assassination joke situation, controversy, if you want to call it that, and I may have spoken about it a little bit too soon. Of course, I wanted to jump on what was a hot topic and give my take, but with a few days past and a bit of time to reflect, then whilst I still stand by significant elements of that video, and if you haven't seen the video already, then do go and watch it, I'm not sure that the opinion I gave actually aligns with my true beliefs. It was kind of more reactionary than anything else. So what did I get right? Well, I think it was a very poorly timed joke. I think it was in poor taste. I think it was offensive. I think Joe Rogan put it best when he said it was very much the definition of too soon. I think that it was contrary to Tenacious D's kind of irreverent onstage humour, their dynamic. They're not politically, certainly in terms of their outward presence and their stage shows and their music, they're not outwardly political, although I do accept that both of them have voiced their political opinions quite strongly in the mainstream media. And I do think as well that, like I said in my first video, that the way that punchline, using Donald Trump in this case and his attempted assassination as a punchline, has become so accepted, so mainstream, so lazy, that it rolled off his tongue very, very easily. Which is again contrary to their very innovative comedic style that Tenacious D normally give in a show, which has actually earned them so many fans. But there were a couple of things I got wrong. I think in that video I came across quite scathing, quite critical of Gass, and I will be critical of his comedic timing because I think it was appalling. However, with a few days to reflect, I think that maybe suggesting that the cancellation of the tour, that his personal cancellation and all the backlash he was getting in the media was the right thing, I think doesn't necessarily align with my true beliefs. Sure, he's entitled to get backlash, and he should get backlash. All edgy comedians get backlash against jokes that maybe either don't work or people take offence to. However, and at the risk of being cliched, I believe I have to stand by my true principles of free speech, which I very, very strongly believe in, and also the very fact that it's either all okay or it's not okay. I've spoken out in the past when people spoke out about that disease we had a few years ago, and I said that people should be allowed to question those in charge. I've spoken out when musicians, and I've spoken out when comedians have been cancelled or have been widely criticised or attacked in the media because of bad taste, poor taste jokes that they've told. I've spoken out about how that is allowed because comedy is a all-inclusive platform. Everything is ripe for comedy. Anyone can be the target of a joke. And in this instance, Donald Trump was that target. And whilst I stand by the fact it was maybe too soon, it was poorly judged, and it was not in keeping with the sort of Tenacious D ethos and the vibe and the atmosphere that they try and create at their gigs, if I am here to defend free speech and right-wing comedians from telling their jokes and their stories, then because the shoe's on the other foot, I think it's only fair to defend Kyle Gass and his ability to make jokes around the Trump assassination. Was it funny? No. Was it lazy? Absolutely. Is it right that he gets backlash and negative criticism for it? Yeah, of course. It's, again, free speech. It's a free society. We live in a society with social media and what have you, where there is a natural communication. There is a natural discourse between the person on stage and the fans and the not-so-fans. And that is how we live. But was he okay to say it? Well, I think in the grand scheme, if we start to silence people's humour just because we think it's in poor taste or because we don't agree with it, then that's a very dangerous slope, and it's something that I personally have spoken out against in the past, and I think the video I made may not have got that message across. It's all okay or it's not okay, and I tell you what, I want to live in a society where it's all okay.